Hello, this Omar, and today I'd like to discuss who will have more value in this upcoming season between DeAndre Swift and Miles Sanders. And so, if you just take a quick, recap of like how they've been ascending, these past few seasons. It might give us an indicator of, how they might decide to use both of them, in this upcoming season. So with Miles Sanders, he been in the league since 2019. And so, he jumped out the gate with 179 attempts, 818 yards with 3 touchdowns. And he also had 50 receptions for 509 yards with three TD receptions. The following year, he had 164 attempts, 867 yards with 6 touchdowns. He didn't really have any TD receptions. He only caught the ball 28 times for 197 yards. And then last year, he had 137 attempts, 754 yards, no rushing touchdowns. He had 26 receptions for 158 receiving yards. So, he had no touchdowns as well. And so those was Miles' stats. You transition over to DeAndre Swift. He had 151 yards, 151 attempts, my bad, for 617 yards and five touchdowns. And then he had also with that he had 62 receptions for 452 yards and two TD receptions as well. And so that was in 2020. Last year he had 114 attempts for 521 yards with 8 touchdowns, and he had 46 receptions for 357 yards with 2 touchdowns. So with TD receptions. So I mean, if you just go on face value, obviously the Lions, use Swift a little more in both the running game and the passing game. He definitely seems to be like a more of a value pick when you look at the stats. And so I think with Sanders, like I said, he hasn't caught any TD receptions since the 2019 season. And so I'm thinking, since he didn't score any last year at all, either touchdown runs or TD receptions, I definitely feel like he hungry for that, and he going, what I'm saying, like, he trying to get in that box this year. So, Swift, he definitely been, a little bit consistent as far as both with catching and running. But overall, all purpose yards, Sanders kind of had more than them, like thus far. Like if you put like, 2020, 2020 is he had 867, 197 receiving, and then Swift had 617. So that was almost a push. But then last year, yeah, pretty much it's always been a push. The only thing is that Swift kind of get into the end zone a little more than Sanders, but Sanders kind of gets the yards, but just for some reason he just don't get in the end zone. So to be honest, I mean, they both got value. You know what I'm saying? Philly is a team that, they kind of like to run the ball. And, I mean, we'll see if they take the handcuffs off Hurt and, kind of let him, throw the ball a little more. Because last year he was kind of like a one-read one read, and then he throw the ball to the first read that he see. So maybe this year, he being in the same offense, hopefully that'll let him blossom a little more and start, because he has a lot of weapons to where the running game could be even more explosive, because if he uses the tight end Goddard the way he's supposed to, and then the addition of Brown as well as, Devontae Smith, somebody's gonna have to command the double team on that offense. So the running lane should open up, and then on top of the fact that, Hurts like to run the ball as well himself. So I think Sanders definitely has potential to maybe cross over 1,000 yards running this year. And it's just a matter of whether they want to feature him more in the passing game. But the lanes and the offense definitely is going to be more. It should be more explosive. Now, also with Detroit, I think that the offense probably is going to go, as far as he going to dictate, and then everybody else should eat after him or whatever. So, he had 10 touchdowns last year, and the year before that he only had 7. So yeah, he should probably be somewhere in that vicinity between 7 and 12. That's not like out of the realm of possibility and stuff. So to be honest, both of them have great value, and like I said, it depends on how you drafting, but if you'll definitely see them, pretty much, because not everybody might be paying attention to them because they, well, I'll say Sanders for sure, because Sanders didn't really score, so he should be rated pretty low this year. So Sanders might be a steal, on your roster. So yeah, like I said, I think that they both got tremendous potential this year. And I'm just thinking just off the fact that he ain't scored no touchdowns. So I know he gonna, we gonna say, at a bare minimum, he gonna get 4 touchdowns this year on the low scale. So, those are my quick thoughts on, between Miles Sanders and DeAndre Swift. Let me know what you think on that. Hit the like button if you think the info was kind of, informative or helped out a little bit. And until next time, I'll catch you on the next one. All right.